Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast.
Hello and welcome to this week's Sunday Catch-Up podcast. How are you? And how has your week been? I really hope it's been a good one. And I have had the most amazing week. We have been in sunny LA and we're still here, and I'm bringing this podcast to you from Santa Monica, and it's honestly, we've had the most awesomest time, and I'm so excited to share with you what we've been up to. We have been getting up very early. The time difference between the UK and LA it's 8 hours behind here in Los Angeles, and so we have been getting up very early, and we have been really active this week. I think we've actually done over 50 miles now of walking, and so we have done a lot of exercise, a lot of walking, but it's been brilliant, and we have loved every minute. And I just thought I would go through the week on what we've been up to, what have been our highs, what were the lows, if there were any, which I can't think of in a minute. But I'm going to share it with you. So we arrived Friday night, and I brought the podcast to you last week from LA, but we'd only been there a couple of nights. So obviously we've been here a whole week now, just over. And last Sunday we had a beautiful walk with our friends, and a magical thing happened there to do with our friends. So basically we went this beautiful walk to somewhere really quite trendy, which is called Brentwood Country Mart, and our friends met up with TJ met up with one of his friends that he hadn't seen in a while, used to play football together, and they were chit-chatting and everything. And then Annie, TJ's girlfriend, our friends, met with the wife of this other friend, and basically they're from up north together in England, so they really hit it off. It was just a really synchronistic moment of TJ bumping into his friend, and that was really nice to observe, just that kind of synchronistic moment. And they had a beautiful dog. Now TJ and Annie, our friends, they lost their beautiful golden retriever dog last year, Thatcher. It was really sad, and they miss her terribly, and they're umming and ahhing whether to get a dog or not. So it's a big conversation with that. And this guy is a director, and it was just lovely to witness this magical moment that just happened. And then when they left, TJ said, "Oh, that's Henry Winkler's son. The Fonz from Happy Days. Do you remember that? Great series." And it was just really interesting how all these people that we know of are around. But honestly, I'm so not like Will and I, would never recognise a celebrity. Though the only one that I ever did recognise saying that was the guy from Casualty, because if you listen to my podcast, you'll know Casualty is one of my favourite soaps. And this poor guy was in Cafe Nero in Epsom, and I just was like, I couldn't believe it. I was with the marketing manager of the Ashley Centre at the time, so this was like 15 years ago, and in walked the paramedic from Casualty with his wife and his children. If I shared this story on the podcast before, I don't know, but it's hilarious. And I was so like celebrity starred out from this guy in Casualty. It was ridiculous. And I went over and I couldn't stop hugging him. I literally, something like adrenaline just kicked in. They must have thought I was completely bonkers, but I was so pleased to see him, and I managed to get out that we had the crystal shop and everything else. Oh my goodness me, the children and his wife must have just wondered what on earth this crazy woman was doing. I had no idea. I completely went unconscious and just was like, I was completely starstruck having a member of Casualty there. So anyway, it was really coming back to the here and now. It was really interesting just observing that magical moment with our friends. We had a lovely time there. It was really nice. We got a coffee and we just chilled, and it was just quite a trendy place to be. And also they bumped into some other friends, and they were chit-chatting about stuff. And then afterwards, Annie said to me, she said they lost their house in the Palisades. So do you remember the fires this year, which was awful, and it really hit Malibu and the Palisades here in Santa Monica, and it was just devastating. And they lost their complete house, and you just think, how on earth are they managing to pull it together? But I think once we have these challenging times and then we accept them, then we can move on. And I think that's what, from listening to them, that's what they've been doing, and they've just been like cracking on. And I'm going to share more about that as I go through the podcast. So that was just an interesting, fun Sunday. And then that evening we went to a place called Soho House, and TJ, our friend, he runs this quiz there. He does the trivia junction that I've shared on my socials, where he does 7 questions in a minute, and we're loving it, and it's really fun. But he was doing a quiz at Soho House, so we went to this quiz and we formed with and joined with a few more people, and we really enjoyed it. It was such great fun, it really was. And the guy that was on our team was the first director for the film Twisters. And Will, Can and I and the girls went to see Twisters back in the summer for my birthday, because I love Will and I would love to go to like Texas and chase a storm. And so it was really interesting to see meet this guy, and he did Forrest Gump, and he did loads of films. It's just another world, and it's so interesting talking to people who've got a job like that, and to hear what just little stories and stuff. So yeah, it was really nice to meet him. And obviously he's still working, he's still going strong with what he's doing, and he's in his 60s, but he's the guy that kind of pulls the set together. So that was absolutely fascinating. And what also was really interesting about that is that he had 2 friends over from England. So there was, we all got on, and it was a really fun evening, really interesting. Another highlight from this week as well is that Will and I hired a couple of bikes, just push bikes, and we rode from Santa Monica all the way to Marina del Rey, all along a coastal path. It was beautiful. It was absolutely amazing. And then we cycled back through Santa Monica through to Malibu, where this devastating fire happened, and the road had recently just been opened because it had been shut, and all around the Palisades area was still shut. And just seeing the devastation there, it was really sad, really, really sad. And the fire came across the road to the beach, and you can see the trees that had burnt. What was beautiful was that you can see the regrowth of the flowers and everything else now coming through, which was beautiful. But just seeing these houses up high, like on a cliff, which is the Palisades area, and some houses were you could just see there were burnt shells, and then other houses were okay. And it's like, how does some houses survive and some not? Also we could see that there was this area where there was lots of mobile homes and completely gone, completely demolished, completely burnt. It was really, really sad, and so many people lost their homes and are rebuilding, and it's just going to take quite some time to rebuild this area. But I know that from talking to Annie and TJ that the community really pulled together to help people that had lost their homes and that were homeless. But seeing it firsthand, and when we came over when I was 50, so 2017, we went to a couple of restaurants along there, and they've all gone. It's completely changed, and yeah, it was really sad, really sad. But that bike ride was intense, and we did so many miles, and it was really cool, and it was really fun, and so freeing, and so nice being in that area. And Venice Beach, if you've ever been to Venice Beach, it's crazy. It really is. So many crazy things. There was this guy on a bike with a complete cat, um like think this really tall playhouse for a cat with a cat on top of it, and cycling through Venice. That was crazy. And we joked when we came with the girls back in 2017 for my 50th, and we joked about seeing someone on a skateboard with a pineapple on his head with music, and it's like the most far out thing that you could think of that we were imagining. And sure enough, within a minute we actually saw it, no word of a lie. Honestly, it's so funny. So that's the craziness of Venice. But this bike ride was awesome. It really was. And seeing the mountains and the ocean, and the fresh air, it was just lovely. It was great. And I think we've walked over 50 miles this trip. We've been getting up really early and just doing loads and loads of walking. And we're getting into like a routine quite quickly. So we're getting up. We were doing our normal Wordle and Trivia Junction quiz, having our coffee, and then up and out, and just exploring the whole area. So yeah, we've managed to keep fit while we're here, and then we did that, and then in the afternoon we did we've just been working, so catching up on loads of stuff. I've managed to finish a book that I was wanting to write, and have been writing, and I've been doing it for quite a while now, but I've managed to complete that. So it'll be really interesting to pull that together. It's really interesting. And then we would go back out for another walk, and then we settled down into the evening. So we either went out for something to eat, or TJ cooked a couple of times, and then Will cooked once, and then we watched Jeopardy, which is a new quiz program for us. Really, it just sort of showed us how stupid we were, because Will and I think Will has answered the quiz a couple of times, and I've done it once, I think. But our friends love it and have watched it for years, and they're really clever and get loads of questions right. But we really enjoyed that, and yeah, we've just loved our routine, and we've just loved being here, and we've settled into this way of life very much. In the mornings we go for a lovely coffee, and they make great coffee here, they really do. And yeah, that's been nice. It's just been such a chilled week, it really has. We always find travelling enlightening and educational. Will has learned how to make bread, and of course at home he makes bread but uses a bread maker. But TJ's taught him how to make bread, not in a bread maker, so he's going to be doing that. And they have this really cool thing here as well, which is a toaster oven. We have a toaster at home, but I hate all the crumbs that go everywhere. But they have a toaster oven here. Oh, can you hear my tummy? It's rumbling. And this toaster oven is really cool, and you can just put the stuff in there and the crumbs don't go everywhere. So we've bought ourselves one, and we're going to take that home, and Will's going to make some beautiful bread. So yeah, so it's really cool. And then we meet like loads of different people, and it's really just lovely to hear people's stories and what they're up to. And yeah, that's been great as well. But there was a really funny story that I wanted to share with you. This one particular morning we went to the coffee shop that we like to go to. It's called Galvin's, and it's on Montana. And first of all, like we're really like chatty and just open and smile at everyone and say hello and da 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 da. And there was this one guy that was like walking past this coffee shop that we've been going to because I love the coffee there. And I just sort of said to him, I said, "Oh, it's great coffee, you should go in." Da da da. He just blanked me completely, just blanked me. I was like, oh, I must be speaking a different language today. It was just really funny. And then we went into the coffee shop I mean, obviously it was early. It must have been about 8:15 in the morning. And obviously I was just too lively for everyone at that time. And I just started saying to this guy that, oh, who was serving us behind the counter, and he did look like he was suffering a little bit. Maybe he had late night or whatever. But I just said to him, oh, I'm so glad that you're open because you've been shut Monday, Tuesday, and we really love your coffee. And there was nothing. He just said, what do you want? It was so funny. And then I was like, oh, we think your coffee's the best coffee on this thing. And he just blanked me. He just was like, what do you want? What coffee do you want? I'm like, okay, I'm clearly talking a different language this morning. And yeah, Will and I were just observing and laughing of how I need to read a room, but how unpresent people are. It's really interesting. But it was just more amusing than anything, just a little funny story to share with you. And yeah, we've had some great conversations and met some really interesting people. And then the other thing that we've really enjoyed, and that is walking all around the houses. Have you ever been to Santa Monica? You'll know what I mean if you have. There just is such a wealthy area, and the houses are like $1 million plus. And they're absolutely stunning and beautiful. And there isn't just like a housing estate here where all the houses are the same. They're completely different. So you've got those beautiful wooden houses that are like they're like the, oh my goodness me, the Hampton houses, the Cape Cod houses, the Nantucket houses. They're beautiful, some big, some small. Oh, they're all so different and all so beautiful. So Will and I, we've really been enjoying choosing our house that we would have, and also picking fault with all the other houses that we don't like. Oh, we don't like the colour of that front door. Oh, we don't like the way they've done that. And obviously the houses that we've loved so many, and we love this outdoor indoor living space. Really lovely, just love it. And we really want to manifest that for a future house. Not yet, but in the future we'd love to do that. So yeah, it's been really inspiring. Couple of firsts for us. So you might have seen on my social medias, but last Sunday we went to Soho House for this quiz. And Ian Will surprised me and got us a Waymo, and which is a driverless car. It was unreal. These cars are like everywhere in Santa Monica, and they're literally just driverless, and they work by a spinning radar on top of the car, but they just like creep up on you, and it's amazing. I suppose because it's a grid here, it's quite easy, and that has their zones where to go and where not to go. And so, yeah, that was fascinating to get into a driverless car. And actually, I felt surprisingly safe. And it was just such a cool experience. It really was. Loved it. Loved every second of that. And hopefully we'll get to go in another one. But we'll see. Unfortunately, they don't go to the airport. Otherwise, we'd get one to the airport. But that was a really good experience. And it's just, yeah, I can just see that this is the way that we're going to be heading and going in the future. The technology is there. It's just how they do it. They can't go on freeways at the minute. They just go on in a particular zone on the grids. But yeah, that was really funny and amazing. And then the other car that we went in for the first time was a Tesla. That was really interesting as well. Like every other car is a Tesla here. And you can switch them to self-drive, which is really interesting. So yeah, it was beautiful. It was so nice. And they get lots of tax breaks here for having a Tesla. And they don't need servicing apparently, and don't need loads of stuff. Anyway, it's fascinating. I don't think Will Can and I will be getting a Tesla yet, but it was a first for us, and we really enjoyed it. So that's our week. Last night, the reason we came to LA, which for this just short break, was because our friend was turning 50 and we wanted to celebrate his birthday in LA, and then we're going to be celebrating it in London with him. And we went out and met a couple of his friends who were absolutely awesome. His one of his best mates, Alex, and his wife, Marissa. It was a late, because we've been going to bed at like 8 or 9. It's been getting later every night, and last night the restaurant was booked at 8 and we were up till 11:30. Thank goodness we didn't do that last weekend because we wouldn't have been able to. But we did it last night, and I've got a newfound drink I like, which was a spicy margarita. Loved it. Love it. And it was great food, great company. This guy's really successful, and he was really very inspiring, and just loved. We just listened to him, and there was lots of banter, and it was just really nice. He's also English, but married to an American lady, and that British sense of humour is so cool. And it was really nice. So we've had a thoroughly amazing week, and just feel really inspired, feel really rested, and just ready to come home now. And we're coming home Tuesday, so next week I'll be bringing this from home. I'll share with you some of the other things that we've done for the last couple of days. And then we're home, and we're really excited about cracking on at home. There's lots to do. If you have my app, we've got more meditations to upload. There's more affirmations coming. We're just going to keep on cracking and giving people what they want, which is just meditations and having daily reminders. I think it's just really important. We've got the online course to help people to reconnect back to themselves and, live a meaningful life. I know that can be hard sometimes, and right now there is a lot of disconnection from each other and from ourselves, and I know a lot of people have lost meaning in life. So this course is designed to help people that are looking to connect with themselves and looking to have more meaning in their lives and to find their purpose. So I want to crack on with that. Just written a book about, I'm not going to share right now, but I will share with you very soon. Very excited about that. And then there's some workshops and some different things. So it's going to be really busy when we're back. I want to finish a palm reading book that I started writing, and then there's another one long online course that I want to create as well. So it's just full on right now, and really excited to keep going. There we go. Bada bing, as TJ says at the end of Trivia Junction. How was your week? What have you been up to? Hope you've had a good one. It's been really busy at home, in the shop, which I'm truly grateful for, and just lovely to see people buying some lovely gifts for themselves and for others. It's always such a joy to see that. And as always, I'd love to hear from you. It's always nice to talk to you about the podcast. And I just really wish you an amazing week ahead. And I hope it's full of inspiration and joy and love and magical things. I really do. Should we do a meditation? So let's just close our eyes. Breathing in, breathing out. Welcoming everything into this moment. All we have is now. So let's just enjoy this moment, this very moment. Breathing in, breathing out. I've released another meditation this week about body wisdom, just connecting you back into your body, so you can look out for that on YouTube. But right now, just Come into your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Just one conscious breath a day is enough to bring us back into centre. All is well in this moment. Take care. Have a great week. I'm wishing you so many blessings of love, of joy, of happiness. Thanks for listening.
And that's my week wrapped up. What stood out, what shifted, and what I'm taking forward. Now it's over to you. What moments shaped your week? What inspired you? Let's keep the conversation going. Come and connect with me on @thesoulcoach or YouTube and let me know your thoughts. If this episode spoke to you, feel free to share it, tag me, or send it to someone who might enjoy it too. See you next week for another reflection, but until then, take care, stay present, and keep journeying within. Hi, this is Carolina, the Soul Coach. Welcome to my podcast.